All right, what is going on? Chris Nesi here. You are catching the beginning of a live stream where I'm going to be talking with Bryon Carpenter. He's going to be launching a brand new podcast off his acclaimed Fresh Air at 5 live streams that he puts up on Twitter, and he'll be joining me in about 5 minutes. So we just got off of a live stream with Tim Cavey from Teachers on Fire. And Tim does a great thing called the Edu Podcasters Summit. And he does that once a month where he brings on education podcasters like myself, like AJ Bianco, Dr. Dan Krynis, Jeff Bradbury. And I apologize if you're watching and I was just on a panel with you, Eric Geis, the Fonz from the My EdTech Life. And it's just an opportunity once a month to talk education podcasting, which I love. And it's very exciting to be back getting ready to do new episodes of the House of Ed Tech. The next episode 171, is going to drop this week on January 10th, 2021. Now, if you're watching this video way in the future, who knows how many episodes are there, because it's the future and that's how time works. If you are joining and watching the live stream, let me know in the chat where you are checking in from. Maybe you're coming over from the Edu Podcaster Summit. Bryon Carpenter will be here in a couple of minutes. I am currently live streaming on Twitch, on Periscope, and on YouTube. So just leave a comment in the chat wherever you are watching. And if you've got questions about what I'm sharing with Bryon about podcasting, certainly please ask questions and consider this live learning because, well, live is fun. All right, my man, substitute host of the House of Ed Tech, Derek Larson, at Lars3EB, watching on, I would say Periscope, but Periscope done died, and he's just checking in on Twitter. So Derek Larson checking in, and he is, of course, stoked to listen in and learn more because Derek Larson is going to start a podcast in 2021. My podcast compadre, AJ Bianco from Podcast PD and the Chase for 28 podcast, checking in from his Peloton. Is that how you say it, AJ? Peloton? Did you get your exercise clothes at Target to ride your Peloton? That's a bad joke. But as you guys know, all the jokes are bad. That's how I roll. But yeah, Bryon's going to be here. I'm helping him launch his podcast because if you're not following him on Twitter, first and foremost, you need to be following him on Twitter. He is at Bryon Carr, BRYONCAR. And he is going to be launching a podcast. He normally, if you're not following, he does every day. He posts what he calls Fresh Air at 5. And he records video on his morning walks, and he does reflection, and he joins me now here in the live stream.
Hi, Chris.
What is up, Bryon? How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's an exciting opportunity, and wow, here we are.
There we go. So we got some people who are certainly watching. AJ's watching. Derek Larson is watching, and I was just kind of giving people a taste or a tease of what exactly Fresh Air at 5 is. So since we are live and I'm going to help you out and we're going to have a conversation real quick, what is Fresh Air at 5?
Well, Fresh Air at 5 is my daily attempt at getting some exercise. So it all started with me getting up early in the morning at 5 a.m. here in British Columbia. And I go for a walk around my neighborhood, put my earbuds in my head and listen to one of a series of podcasts, Chris's House of Ed Tech, Tim Cavey's Teachers on Fire, and others like that on a regular basis. And then recording a reflection before I get back home of what I just heard. So that's where Fresh Air at 5 started. And we're going to evolve it into mashing those together into like a week worth of those videos, taking the audio out and putting them up in a podcast format. So that's what we're here to do.
And like I said, the last time we talked, Bryon, again, your content, these reflections are so I don't want to say raw, but they are raw. They are genuine. They are in the moment. And I believe there's a lot of value to share your point of view with everybody. I mean, you're already doing that, but we talked last time about how we can give these reflections a longer shelf life than just maybe I caught it on Twitter or maybe there's people who follow you who they miss it. You might have people who follow you who don't even know that you do it.
Right. Exactly. So this is a way to get the message out beyond Twitter. Right. And so I never thought about that until we were talking the other day, Chris. And so thanks for that encouragement. And I'm ready to go. I've got my anchor up. I've got my, website up. So what else do we need to work on here?
So where are we at? We wanted to take a look at Anchor because, again, Tim Cavey likes to bust my chops about how I don't like Anchor. And I don't like how some people use Anchor. And for people who are watching, I just want to educate them about my point of view. And that is, if you sign up for Anchor and you let Anchor do all the work, meaning you hit all the big purple buttons and you let them submit it to Apple and Spotify and everywhere else, you lose a little bit of control. And I think that anybody, people like yourself, if you're going to take the time to create the content and put it out there, you should have total control over that content and access to the data and the metrics and all those other things. So there's some things we can do on Anchor that we're going to have you share your screen. I'll walk you through it, and hopefully that's going to help you and that's going to help other people as well. So you can share your screen, Bryon, and I will add that to the live stream.
Alrighty. If I jump over here like this, sharing screen, share screen, and I pick this one here. I can't see big enough. Hang on. There we go.
No problem. Shout out to Brian Romero Smith checking in the chat. He's a big time live streamer. Past the Scope EDU, does a lot of awesome stuff. Thanks for checking it out. All right, let's get Brian's screen on here. And all right. So what do we got so far?
So I've got one episode MP3 sitting here ready to go. This is my trailer intro that I took, not any of the video content, but just my rationale for why I'm doing this. So that's what my first episode is. I've got an intro piece that's in there. I've got the body, and then I've got a little outro going, hey, follow me and comment and things like that. So that's what I've got sitting here right now. We need to look at settings. I do have some artwork sitting here for Fresh Art 5. This is on my Fresh Art 5 profile, so not on my Bryon Carpenter profile.
All right. Okay. So why don't we go to, this is uploaded. Just scroll down. I want to make sure there's no save as a draft. I mean, it's not going to get published. When did you upload this file?
I think it was, we talked last week. I think it was on Sunday night that I worked on this and uploaded it. So,
okay. So this has been sitting here. All right. So let's go back to the top of the page and let's go to your dashboard. Love the artwork.
Thanks.
All right. Let's click on the pencil. So we got Fresh Air at 5. We have description.
Thanks, Chris and Tim, for the support.
I will say I appreciate the shout out. I would not include that in the description because this will be the description that's like everywhere. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Do you have the cover art on your computer?
I do. Yes. What would you like to see? Are you still there? Are you still there, Chris?
All right. I'm still here. That was fun.
That was
the
crazy.
joy of live.
Exactly.
Okay.
I have the cover art on my computer.
Okay. I want to upload it again, because my pet peeve is I want to get rid of that little Anchor logo on there.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. That's fine.
So we're going to re-upload the artwork.
I just got to find the artwork. No. I'm going to go to, all right. So I do have this. Let me just jump into my Spark.
Sure.
Because that's where I created it, Adobe Spark. That's where I do a lot of my graphics work with my students.
It's a great tool.
Absolutely. And we'll just jump in here, here, here. Oh my goodness, it wants me to authenticate. Oh, I love it, right? When you're always in a...
At least you know it works now, right?
Exactly. Waiting. It's part of live streaming. This is authentic. What do you want? There we go.
The people need to know, Bryon. The people need to know.
Exactly. So we'll just go here and say done. Oh, I got to put this in here. Seriously? Wowzers. People are going to know how old I am. Because I do this, right? There we go. If they're fast enough to keep an eye on that, there we go.
I think I pulled it off the screen before you had to put your birthday in.
Okay. My birthday's not a secret. Alrighty, X that there, come down into here, skip the tour, my projects, come on, coming. I use Spark at school with my students all the time. And you know what? This is, oh, are you serious? Wrong place. Hang on, I got to go over the other profile because when you sign in with a profile on Chrome, it doesn't do a nice job of letting you sign in with a different profile in that same space. So that's something I just learned, right? That's just one of those things I just learned.
No worries. I'm charging you by the minute.
Perfect. Exactly. Billable hours. I was listening to that on a thing. Okay, we're gonna go here. And so I've got my cover art that's just the circle. And then I have episode art that goes with each episode that says episode 1, 2, and so on.
Ah, very cool.
Okay, so it's almost there. Transparent background or solid background? Because I've got a black border around that. Do you want?
It's up to you. It's your podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna actually make it, now that I'm seeing what it looks like, I'm gonna keep the brown all the way around it because it's square, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got that. So now I gotta update the cover art. So I've got it on my computer. Update the cover art, search for photo, upload an image. We're gonna go to this one here. Open. There we go.
All right, scroll down. Just close the little hide thing there.
Okay.
All right, click continue. All right.
Okay.
Deselect the show anchor.
Okay.
And deselect apply text.
Okay.
And you can update your cover art. You're good to go.
Okay. Okay.
That's just my little pet peeve. I don't want to give Anchor any real love. So.
Okay. Not publicly, right? Okay. So there's that. Okay.
All right. So your podcast category is education. Just do that drop down real quick. Are there additional? Okay. So under education, courses, how to, language, self-improvement, I would select self-improvement as the category under education. Okay. Because this is more of a reflection. Okay. And by drilling down, that'll help you get more traction. Okay. By choosing a more specific education category. Yep. All right. So your content is clean. Yeah, I've never heard you curse on that thing. Nope. Deselect the show anchor logo on the cover art again. That's up to you if you want people to send you voice messages through the Anchor website. Okay. Could be cool. Yeah. There you go. Scroll down. That's you. You got the email. You got your, okay. So what is Is it just BryonCarpenter.com?
Yes.
All right, then get rid of everything after the .com.
Okay, so that was the page on there for the Fresh Air at 5 page. That's what that extra was.
Now, I would just bring people to your main website.
Okay. Okay.
Anchor.com, Fresh Air at 5. That's great. Profile color, cool.
I had to put the extra 5 there because Fresh Air at 5 was already gone for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I made a website or an Anchor account before, but anyhow, does that matter?
Can you take out the word 5 and just put the number 5?
Probably could. Yeah.
There you go. Now you're 1-5.
I'm 1-5 exactly. Okay. Okay.
All right. You got the Twitter there?
But it's different than my Twitter handle, right? Like I've got the word 5 as opposed to the number 5. So I was trying to keep that consistent.
Not really sure. I think it could go, but you said like the word 5 is taken?
Yeah, let's try that again. If I go like that. Yeah, it said it was taken before. Oh, but maybe not. When I update this, I think it changed. But let's try that. Let's try that there. It's
try it. See if you can save it.
Okay, so then saving is at the top here.
Yep.
Because we made those changes. Let's come down here. No, it had to revert back, but that's fine. That's okay. Or should we just go with the number 5? Number 5. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Save that. Go look at that again. That looks nice. All right. So next, what's next?
All right. Let's go back to the top.
Yeah.
All right. Go to your settings from the, AJ, what are you checking in with? Depends where you want to send people though. Are they only listening through Anchor? No, because this will be available everywhere because we're going to make sure this podcast gets into Apple Podcasts and everywhere else. So the domain that's why I said make sure that it says like BryonCarpenter.com. So like in your episode, you could say you're going to tell people to go to your website.
Right. There you go. That's right.
All right. So click update settings. All right. Scroll down. This is the same page. Okay.
Yeah, this is the same page.
Advanced options, account settings. All right. No, we don't want to delete. All right, go back to the top. Let's go back to the dashboard.
Yep. Oh, back to the dashboard. There you go. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. That's okay. All right, let's scroll. All right. So see where it says learn more about distribution?
Down here. Yeah.
Yes. Click that.
All right.
Nope. This is not what I wanted. Close this.
Okay.
All right. Go back to finish episode.
Okay.
Okay. So is this published yet?
No, I don't think so. This episode's a draft.
Okay, so let's go in and let's publish it. Let's put it out there.
So edit here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. This is happening right now. Do you want to look at this?
Yeah, we're going to look at that. All right. All right, for the title, I would recommend changing it to Welcome to Fresh Air at 5. And don't worry about an episode number, or at the very end, you can do like FAF.
Like that?
Yeah, that's simple enough.
Okay.
Welcome. So simple description. Got your connection to Twitter there. All right, scroll down. Because the thing is, you need at least one episode published on your RSS feed to be able to submit that RSS feed to all the places.
Okay. That's right. Yep.
I'm I'm going to recommend, I wouldn't use the season number thing. I would just number these straight up 1 through whenever you stop.
Yep. Okay.
It's
So I don't
way
know.
easier to keep track of.
Yeah, I don't. So I don't need to put a season number in there.
Nope. Just leave it blank.
Okay. Okay.
And then it's episode 1.
Yeah.
And let's publish it. Oh, wait, hold on. AJ saying, check off, make this the trailer. So at the bottom there, you can choose trailer.
Oh, right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then publish it. Thank you, AJ.
What's the difference there? Why is that?
So the trailer episode, for example, in Apple Podcasts, when people go into the app, this will always, it'll be marked as the trailer. And then actually you can make it episode 0 and then make your first episode. That's your real episode. That would be a full episode and number 1.
Okay. So I got to update this cover art then. Probably, right?
Yeah. Upload new art and just make it the cover art for the show. Don't use the episode specific.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see. So upload a new art. We'll go with this one here like that and save that there like that. Okay.
Yep. So and just change the episode to 0.
There we go.
And then
everything's in order.
Everything's in order.
We're live streaming this published right now.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Every time a podcast is born, an angel gets its wings or something like that, right?
Something like that, right? I don't know. Okay, we're publishing this thing. Okay, so this says before we can distribute. Okay,
here. Okay, everybody, Bryon, you're going to pay attention. Everybody else is going to pay attention too. All right. So this is where people, AJ, we'll get to the title part. All right. So scroll down.
Can only go that far.
Before we can distribute your podcast, additional platform, you need to fill in a few things. You can always change it later. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Click continue. Okay. Bryon, and for everybody watching at home, this is where you click the purple button, you lose control.
Okay.
You see the little text, I'll do this myself.
Yes.
This is what you want to do, and this is what we're going to do with you, Bryon. Click, I'll do this myself.
Alrighty.
Okay. Now, we're going to edit this episode because everyone pointed out in the chat that we're going to take out the E1 in the title of this. So click the little pencil again, and thank you, chat. I would do dash trailer. There you go. Update the episode.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So right now, if we go back to your dashboard.
Yep.
And we're going to scroll down.
That's as far as it goes. Oh, here we go.
Okay. So click on, I already did this myself under distribute. Don't worry about the monetization right now. Okay. Now we're going to go to your settings because now we need to get your RSS feed.
All right. So settings up here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Click on distribution. Okay. So this is your RSS feed. So this is what you'll copy, and people don't see this or know this, but this is what you'll go to Apple Podcasts and you'll go to podcasts.apple.com. You'll sign in with your Apple ID and you will look to submit a podcast. If you'd like, I will show you. Actually, I'll have you do it. We're just going to submit your podcast. We're going to do the whole thing.
Okay. So I've got that copied. Okay. I copied it. And then I go to where?
In a new tab, we're going to go to podcasts.apple.com. Oh, wait, no, it's, I'm sorry. It's Podcast Connect. Hold on. Podcastsconnect.apple.com.
Oh.
There you go. And you'll have to sign in with your Apple ID.
So my personal one, I don't have one for Fresh Air at 5. Does it have to be Fresh Air at 5?
Nobody sees this. Just do it. You have your own. Just do you because it's your Apple ID, so nobody will know what account it is. So just do yours. That's fine.
All right, and then I go like that. I go. Okay, two-factor. I got the code here. Alrighty, trust the browser that I'm on.
Yes, sir.
The fine print says
they're going to take your first grandchild or something.
Okay, so I got to go to the bottom. I've read this. I accept that.
Yes, you accept it.
I accept it. Okay.
Okay, so now you're going to paste in your RSS feed, and you're going to click validate. It is prepared for distribution, so you've got your description. We will, we'll go back to Anchor. We'll update that website link so that way it's bryoncarpenter.com.
Oh, this part here. Okay.
Yeah, we can fix that later. That's fine.
Okay.
And your trailer is there.
Yeah.
So up at the top, you can click submit. So the podcast will be successfully submitted. You'll get an email, Bryon, that says we've received your submission, and it'll come to the email that's associated with your Anchor account, which is
Fresh
I think it was a Gmail.
Yep.
And then, or it'll come to your iTunes email, whatever email that is.
Right.
And then within a few days, you should get that notification that it's available in Apple Podcasts, and they'll give you a link to your page in Apple Podcasts. Okay. Once it's live in Apple Podcasts, it'll be another few days as the different apps that use the Apple Podcast API that pull from the Apple directory.
Okay.
So like places like Overcast and other apps that pull from that, they will update within a couple of weeks or days. All right.
Okay. Yep.
Google Podcasts will at some point pick it up automatically.
Okay.
If you don't see that in a week, let me know. And there's a website you can go to double check the submission. I'll email you that information.
Okay.
The only other place that you would probably want to manually submit right now would be to Spotify.
Okay. So to do that, we go to
Google Spotify podcast submission. I don't know the URL off the top of my head.
Podcast submission. Podcaster Spotify.
Yes, sir.
Continue with Google.
Sure. Do you have a Spotify account that's with a different email?
I do, yes.
Then you can just use that.
Let me grab this. I'll grab this and bring this over here.
You got it. I took it away. People don't have to see it.
And we'll go here. Alrighty. We're
Let me
back.
get this back up on the screen. Okay.
So
right.
we signed into Spotify podcasters, and okay.
So let's get started. We're going to give it your RSS feed. So you should just be able to paste it again.
Yes.
It'll think. Okay. All right. Let's go back to your Anchor account and scroll down. Keep scrolling. So eventually you'll get these different links that you'll come in here.
Okay.
Display the personal address in the feed. So that'll be the email address associated with your Anchor account. So just scroll up. and
Just
turn the
right
email
here.
on. Yep.
Okay.
And then save it.
All right. And then back over here.
And then just refresh this page. You might have to paste the RSS feed again.
Get started. Paste that.
All right. It may take a couple minutes for that RSS feed to update with your email address in it. But
Okay.
at your convenience, you'll just be back on this screen. You'll click next and you'll just accept their terms and submit it to Spotify.
Okay.
And it should be submitted relatively quickly. Well, you'll get an email with, here's your link to Spotify. And then if you go back to that page on Anchor, as you get accepted to the different places, you can add those links and then they'll show up as buttons on your Anchor page. Yeah. So you'll get a link to Apple Podcasts. Yep.
Okay. And then just put those into there as I get accepted to these different places. Okay.
Yep. So actually, if you want to see the example, if you go in a tab to, go in a new tab to AJ site, reflectedpodcast.com. He uses his Anchor site for his show. Reflect Ed Podcast.
Right. Sorry.
So then if you scroll down, you'll see that the little buttons appear that he added the links to his different places.
Right. Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah. So eventually your site will look like this where people who come here can click on it.
Okay. And that'll be in Anchor over here in Anchor.
Yep. Under settings and distribution.
Which is where I'm at right now.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Next steps. Wait and be patient, right?
Yeah. Be patient. Again, you got to wait to submit the Spotify once that RSS feed updates. Actually, if you want, paste the RSS feed in our private chat. I'll put it here in the public one, and people who are here watching, they can copy and paste that link into their podcast app right now, and they can subscribe right now. I'm going to do that in Overcast myself.
So there's the link. I pasted in the private chat.
So I'm going to copy that. So for everybody else, if you want to subscribe to Bryan's Fresh Air at 5 right now, you're going to want to copy.
Where are you streaming this to, Chris, right now? This is being streamed.
We are live on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube.
Okay.
So if people copy and paste that out of the chat into their app, if they're watching mobily, you can go into Overcast or Apple Podcasts, and you can subscribe to a podcast manually by giving it an RSS feed. So I will be doing that in Overcast on my phone when we're done. But congratulations. You're a proud papa of a brand new podcast.
That's fantastic. That's super cool. Super cool. All right. Well, thanks, Chris, for your help. I appreciate that very much. And we will be in touch again because I'll have more questions, obviously.
Yeah. So again, when we had talked about, using maybe Audacity or another program to just stitch together the audio from your daily videos.
Yes.
And then just kind of put that out on Saturday or Sunday or late on Friday, whatever works for you. Right. And it's going to be nice. I'll let you talk about your show again. So please, Bryon Carpenter, pimp your podcast.
All right. Well, Fresh Air at 5 podcast is going to be a collection of about a week's worth of daily reflection videos on the podcast that I listen to while I'm out getting some exercise in the morning. You can go over to my website, bryoncarpenter.com, and you can take a read of why I fresh air at 5 and why do I do that. It all comes out of just balance in life. And I read Sarah Johnson's book, Balance Like a Pirate, and that really inspired me to get my feet moving so that I was not paying to go to the gym. It was just that I had a way of learning and meeting my professional needs, my personal needs, and that, I can be a better educator because I'm just really passionate about learning things. And this whole podcast journey right here is one more step in that learning journey. And it's just it's amazing. It's pretty cool. So thank you, Chris, so much.
Bryon, I love it. And again, you've got my ear. And when you've got my ear. So I've watched the videos. I'm going to listen to the show, and anything you need to support this project, I've got your back.
All right. Thanks. And tech's not hard. Just give it a try. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Cause it's
a wise man once said.
I know. Exactly. So.
All right. I do want to thank everybody who came to check this out. So AJ, looked like Eric was here, and Bryon was here, and Mel was here, and Derek was here. If you've got questions about creating a podcast, just, how to reach me, chrisnessy.com/feedback. And I'm more than happy to help anybody do what I've just been helping Bryon do. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and hear me on the podcast.
Thanks so much.